Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of Home Solutions, brought to you by your friendly neighborhood general contractor, Pro 93 Home Solutions. Dennis Purvis with you today. Hope you're having a great Saturday. We're here live in the Mix 104.1 studios. Thank you for listening. We don't have a show without you guys, no matter how you're listening today or catching us. Maybe you're running around town getting your honey-do list knocked out, running to the hardware store, running to the grocery, whatever it is. Thank you for listening, whether it's on Mix 104.1 or 101.3 The Buzz. Also, I hope maybe some of you are listening on the Mix 104.1 app. Make sure you download that for your mobile devices. Also, there could be folks out there in Facebook world. We're on Facebook right now. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. In studio today, I am lucky to have a good friend of mine and also a business partner, co-owner of Pro 93, Jessie Matthews. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Welcome to be here.
And listen, Jessie is our resident roof guru. He has been climbing roofs longer than he wants to be. But Jessie, I think today we're going to talk a little bit about the roofing side at Pro 93 and what we can offer folks. So before we get into it, tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, how you got to Cleveland. He's from way out west, folks. Way out west.
As far west, yes.
Yeah, as far west as you can be and be in the United States, right?
Hawaii.
Yeah, you were born in Hawaii?
Yep.
So he's, you know, he's really likes this climate. He moved to Tennessee for the weather because it was just horrible there in Hawaii. But you went to Washington State after that, right?
Yeah, and then I went to the rainy state of Washington.
Yeah.
Yep. So I grew up in Washington, ended up playing a lot of sports, ended up at Lee on a baseball scholarship right out of high school, and ended up just calling this place home. Moved a couple times to Atlanta and then back out to Colorado, but then ended up coming back. So I love it here in Cleveland. It's a local community where I'm raising my kids. Got two boys that are going to school here in town, and it's been a good journey, for sure.
And you and I met at Lee, been friends for a long time, and we've worked together at other locations, and finally been talking about this forever. What can we do to get this thing rolling? And we finally got Pro 93 going with David, and then just excited about how these last few years have went and the growth we've seen. And then a big part of that is as we've grown from the things we've been able to provide and the services we can provide, a big part of that is now roofing.
Yeah.
And, you know, yes, guys, I know there's a ton of roofers in town. Just to make everybody know, let everyone know, we're a licensed general contractor. So from your dirt work to the tip of your ridge, we can help you with your house. But roofing is a specialty of ours, and a lot of that comes from Jessie's expertise. Jesse, you've been doing roofs now for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been doing roofs for almost 10 years now. I started in the insurance world working for a company that would do water, fire, and mold mitigation. Yeah. And then saw how insurance kind of pays out some claims, and made the move from that business into the roofing world. And it's been good. There's a lot of solutions that we can offer for homeowners, property managers, commercial roofs at that. You know, we can partner in with some other local commercial roofing companies too. But yeah, I enjoy this line of work.
So let's just dive in. For folks that are at home that are wondering if they have roof issues, what are some of the telltale signs people can see other than my ceiling's falling in? That's a pretty good one, right?
That's a great one.
That's a great one, yeah.
Okay, so there's several, really. So if you're out mowing your lawn, weed eating your grass, whatever, and you see shingles that have fallen off your roof or they're in your yard, that's a telltale sign that there's something there that's an issue with your roof. Another thing, if you're out cleaning your gutters and you've got asphalt that's built up on the insides of your gutters, that's a sign that your shingles are starting to deteriorate a little bit. And another thing is, if you're walking through your kitchen and you look up and there's a stain on your ceiling, or obviously water coming through, maybe a light of some sort, your skylights, you know, there's just significant issues that you really need to address.
And there's also a pretty good place that we see a lot of failures as far as roofs go are chimneys.
Right. So if you think about an opening in your roof deck, it's going to be one of a couple things. It's going to be the pipe vent that's coming up, which maybe the pipe boot has gone bad, and you're getting water coming in around the seals. Another thing is significant damage can come around your chimneys. A lot of times, if your chimney's not properly flashed, then you can have water leaks that are coming in around the opening of that chimney. So usually on a phone call, I can identify if there is a chimney that's there. I usually ask the question, do you have a chimney? And if they say yes, how close is your leak or the stain to that chimney? And they say, oh, it's pretty close. So chances are it's going to be the chimney issue.
And one of the things we were talking last week with David, and we were talking about, keeping your house cool this time of year. And one of the things we kind of pointed out as an aside is, a lot of folks have attics. They're not in there all the time. But if you are, that's a great place to catch some stuff before it becomes bad, because you can see the underside of the decking. Correct?
That's right. Oh, yeah. The underside of your decking, if you have water stains on the underside of your decking, that's a sign that you've got a leak coming in somewhere. And then I take this for granted, but water will always roll downhill.
Yeah.
So just because you have a leak at the bottom part of your eave in your attic by your gutters of some sort, chances are it's not exactly there. It could be rolling from the ridge with an opening in the ridge rolling all the way down the slope of your roof. So you just, it's not brain science, but tracking water sometimes does get difficult.
And we talked about pipe boops, folks. Where you're going to see those, if you've got exhaust vents in your house that are piped outside, piped through the roof, we get a lot of calls, a lot of bathrooms, a lot of kitchens. Just depends on where they are, but those things do go bad after time, and sometimes your roof can outlast your boots.
That's right. Yes.
And we do, and that's one thing we want to make sure everybody understands. We will absolutely replace your roof if a replacement roof is needed. But, Jesse, I think one of the things you've been kind of beating into our guys' heads, and it's kind of against, let's get behind the curtain for a second. Roofers like to replace roofs. Mm-hmm. But there are times where a simple repair could save them some time on their roof, correct?
That's right. So, yeah, absolutely. The repair is, let's go back and decide, okay, how much is it going to cost to do a replacement of my roof?
Yeah.
If you're talking $15,000, $20,000, $10,000, I mean, that's just not a discretionary type of income situation that you have to save up for something like that. So if you're sticker shocked on a $12,000 roof and you can get by with a repair, then let's do the repair, let's build the rapport, let me show you that we can do this and do it right. And then when you're ready for a new roof that you've budgeted for,
we're going to be here.
We can be here.
And that's one thing that we provide now is the opportunity for financing.
There you go.
You can hit our website, pro93homesolutions.com. We've got a tab for financing right there with even a calculator. And with our financing, and understand it's the third party. We don't get any of your private information there. It's just a service we provide to be able to help more folks out. But you can spend 2 minutes. It's a soft credit pool, will not affect your credit score. You actually rate your credit yourself, and it'll tell you through the calculator what kind of options are available to you. So you've got that open to you. And then, so I guess the other side of this is we've talked about repairs. Jesse, talk about a little bit about roof inspections, insurance, what insurance covers. We do get a lot of storms here.
Right.
We've had some bad ones in just the last decade. And I know a lot of folks out there probably have already replaced their roof, but I'm sure some folks are out there watched. And I was one of them. I'm saying this because Jesse did my roof, because everyone in my cul-de-sac had a roof but me. And Jesse comes up, and sure enough, got it taken care of to where insurance covered it. What are you looking for? What do folks need to see?
So on an inspection, you can call us anytime for a roof inspection. I'm not going to charge any money for a roof inspection. We'll come out, do a full detailed walk around your roof and identify storm-related damage. What that consists of would be any hail that impacts the shingles. An insurance company, again, I'm not an insurance company, I'm a contractor, so there's a big difference. But at the same time, an insurance company should be paying for repairs or replacements if your roof is damaged by hail. Another thing would be wind damage, creases on your shingles, missing shingles that are on your yard, in your gutters, in your valleys.
Or in your neighbor's yard.
Or in your neighbor's yard, yep. If you have soft metal vents, so it would be like a turtle vent, a turbine vent, something that's soft metal up on your roof, and it's impacted by hail, then chances are you also have collateral damage on your downspouts and your gutters as well. That's
Yeah.
something that insurance companies want to see. Like it's one thing to find damage on shingles, but then an insurance adjuster wants to come out and say, if it impacted this shingle, chances are you're going to have storm damage and dents on your downspouts and your gutters.
And understand this, it's in the insurance company's best interest to cover, if they're insuring your home, to make sure it's an insurable home. And people take for granted the most kind of integrated and important structure in a home is, you've got a foundation and you've got a roof. It's the top and the bottom.
That's right.
And insurance companies take it seriously. And you've been working with them long enough that when you're doing an inspection, you know what adjusters are looking for.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. So, and each insurance company is a little bit different on their policies and kind of what they write, but for the most part, adjusters are looking for storm-related damage. If it's lack of neglect or lack of maintenance, an insurance company typically will decline that claim. And then that comes into the topic of, let's go ahead and us at Pro 93 Home Solutions, we'll give you an estimate, based on what repairs are needed if the insurance company is denying for whatever claim that's there.
And to make it very clear, we love insurance work. We do not, I know there's a lot of roofers especially, but there's a lot of contractors that don't like insurance work because it's not always something you finish the job and get paid that day.
That's right. It's a daunting task sometimes to deal with the paperwork that's required for the insurance companies to get.
I tell customers all the time, insurance company's job is to pay you as little as they can get away with. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but that's their business model. A lot of times, adjusters will come out, and because they haven't peeled back the onion, they haven't peeled off the shingles and the decking, you've got to do what's called supplementals.
There you go, supplements, yep.
And those supplements are what help really fit. You're not just addressing the symptom, you can get to the root cause of stuff. And our crews are trained to document. They pull up shingles and felt and see deck boards that are soft and water damaged. We take a picture.
Yeah.
We are sharing that with the owner, and then we're sharing that with the adjuster. And we'll work. Listen, one of the things I think Jessie is really skilled at is working with. I've watched you work with insurance companies and adjusters to document it, get it in. It's about getting us paid, but it's about getting the customer paid so they don't have to come out of pocket to pay for that extra stuff.
That's right. And a lot of time, and you'll notice if you've ever filed a claim, on the very first page of your claim, it says, if this dollar amount is not enough, then we need to get an estimate from your contractor.
Yes.
So they understand at times in a time frame, but also in a dollar amount that is understandable. We don't want to blow this thing out of the water because it's insurance paid, but we want to give a fair estimate back to the insurance company to say, hey, you short paid your policyholder, and this is why, this is the material cost, this is labor cost.
And it was because most of the time, folks, it's for things they didn't see.
That's right.
Because they couldn't see it because there wasn't a contractor there to pull stuff out.
That's right. Or they were busy.
Yeah.
And they had five other claims to get to.
And what have we seen in this last year with COVID? We've got times where stuff has went completely virtual.
Yep.
That they are completely, there's some, and I don't know that there's not going to be some insurance companies that don't keep that for certain types of claims.
Right.
Because they've realized, hey, we're saving a little bit of money, not sending somebody on the road and getting a contractor to send us the documentation. Because we're gonna go out and do, listen, folks, it's not a lot different when we go out to bid a remodeling job. We're doing, or a repair job, we're doing what those adjusters are doing. We're taking pictures, we're making sketches, we're measuring square footage. We're doing the same things. And the nice thing is when our numbers line up with their numbers.
It's fair that way. I like it when it does that. You know, and there's software systems that we use as contractors to speak the same dollar language as what the insurance companies are using for their payouts as well.
We speak insurance, folks. That's the bottom line.
That's right.
So we were up against our first break. So we've talked a lot about how we do what we do. Remember, folks, 458-4135. Give us a call. Cherie will get you scheduled for your free roof estimate, or maybe you've got a remodeling project, an addition, whatever it is. You want to build a garage, pole barn, whatever it is. 458-4135. We'd love to talk to you about it. Or look us up online, pro93homesolutions.com. You'll see some changes there coming soon with our new roofing tab that we're going to have there that's going to showcase some of the things we offer. And that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. Is we've kind of set ourselves off apart with some things that we're going to offer kind of exclusively in this area, and we're excited about that. Hang in there. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back, everybody, to Home Solutions. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Dennis Purvis here in studio with Jessie Matthews, my partner with Pro 93 Home Solutions. Today we're talking about all things roofing. Jessie is our roofing aficionado. So, Jessie, we talked a lot about repairs and inspections. And just to recap, we do free roof inspections, folks. All you got to do is give us a call, 458-4135. But Jessie, let's talk now a little bit about the different types of roof. Okay. And we'll start with asphalt. We just start with shingles, right? Yep. Typical shingle roof, which most of us probably grew up in or have now. It's probably, I don't know how much of the market share, but it's a lot. So let's talk about this. I know I hear you say all the time with customers and with our crews, good, better, best. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a shingle roof and what goes into a good, better, and a best, in your opinion, for shingle roofs.
All right, so it starts with a good roof would be considered a 3-tab shingle. 3-tab shingles, you've got your wind speed warranties that are a lot less than an architectural or a designer. When you start dealing with, I would call a 3-tab shingle kind of a budget kind of roof. You're just tied on some funds and you just want to get a roof on a house, maybe it's a rental house, something like that. It's still a good roof, 3-tab, and then you've got to consider what's under it, right? So we're not just putting shingles on. We're talking about your felt. We're talking about ice and water protector in your valleys. We're talking about maybe your flashings around your chimneys and your dormers. So you can either have standard 15 or 30-pound felt for underlayment or also synthetic felt. Right now, everything that I normally will put on a roof, consider the synthetic felt, no matter if it's a good, better, or best. The synthetic is probably the best premium product that's out there for protection. It's a water barrier. If water was ever to penetrate through your shingles for whatever reason, that's another layer of protection before it gets into your attic. The better option would be a architectural shingle. That's more of a three-dimensional kind of a look with some shading. It's a thicker shingle than the 3-tab, so you're talking wind speed warranties are going to be a lot higher. I don't know the specifics on how much wind, but it's higher on the architectural than it would be on a 3-tab shingle. And again, your synthetic felt, if you're going to do an architectural shingle, which is a better shingle, go with your synthetic felt. The best option that's out there is considered a designer shingle. The designer shingles are, when you start calculating square footage of shingles, when you start getting into designer shingles, you're limited on how many bundles of shingles per square foot, if that makes sense. Yeah. The thickness of your designers are going to be thicker than your architecturals and definitely thicker than your 3-tab. So what that comes with is impact resistant from hail. Your wind speed warranties increase even higher on your designer than they do on the architectural. And again, if you're going to go with any designer shingle, then you're going to be coming out a little bit more money because it's the best option. Go with synthetic felt as another protection. And
to that point, is there any difference on those good, better, best on the life of those shingles?
So your life is going to be better on your designers. There's a warranty that's out there from the manufacturer that's a longer warranty period. The designer is longer than your architectural. and definitely longer than your 3-tab.
So you're not just investing; it's a long haul decision too, not just.
That's right.
Yeah, you're not just throwing money away for a same 10-year roof.
That's right. No, you're not. So and again, what I like to give my estimates is I like to show what options are out there in the good, better, best, because at the time of talking to a customer, I don't know what the long term. What do you want with that particular house? You're going to be in, is it your forever home? Is it a short period of time you're going to be living there? Is it an investment property? Like there's always factors that contribute to what you're going to purchase.
Yeah.
So if you're in it for a long-term period of time and it might be your forever home, then I would definitely go with architectural or even a designer. Look at that option as well.
And I think one of the other things that you see, and again, I grew up in Ohio, but moving to the South 25 years ago, metal is as prevalent here as, and not just on barns, right? It's as prevalent here as anywhere. So we also do metal roofing. Talk a little bit about, first of all, talk about a little bit about just the difference, why someone makes that decision to go metal.
I think a lot of it with metal is you get your warranties that are a little bit longer on your metal. It's a lot more durable product than a shingle roof. If you buy the right kind of metal, when you start looking into metal, you need to start looking at what gauge of metal you're actually buying.
Gotcha.
The gauge of metal has everything to do with the thickness. And so with the thickness, it's going to show how much durability you have with that particular type of metal. If we want to get into a good, better, best option, with metal roofs, you're talking a good roof would be a tough rib metal,
which is the most standard you see out there.
Which is very, very, very common in the South around here, especially in Bradley County, Hamilton County.
Keep me right. That's exposed fastener, right?
So yes, and exposed fasteners would be, you can see the screw heads off the top of the metal.
Yeah.
The problem that comes with that type of metal is your fasteners will go bad before your actual metal panels will go bad. And so what I think is not educated, I feel like the education isn't there a lot of times when it comes to tough rib metal, that there's maintenance involved with something like that. 7 years down the road, your panels are still going to be okay, but you need to go in and look at the fasteners, the screws, the grommets that go underneath and go bad, and they'll dry rot before the panels go bad.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's worth it to go in and spend some maintenance repair dollars to get an inspection and a tech out there to go up and get oversized fasteners.
Yeah.
For your metal, and especially around here because we get a lot of weather-related issues. So you're going to have a lot of expansion and contraction with those metal panels. So it's going to shake those fasteners pretty quick. The next option above a tough rib would be your standing seam panels. Your gauge is going to be a lot thicker on the standing seam. You don't see the fasteners. There's less maintenance that's there. What you'll get into on a standing seam is your labor price is probably going to go up a little bit more because there's more details.
Yeah.
There's more edge metal. There's more things that you have to do as labor to install that roof properly. And then when you graduate above that one, then you're talking about your metal shingles. They look like shingles. They look like asphalt shingles, but you don't see any fasteners at all. It's completely covered. Yeah. And with that is going to be less maintenance.
And that's something that we're excited to announce is that we've got a partnership with company Provia.
Provia is great.
And their metal shingles are made to look like shake and slate.
That's right.
Right? Neutral earth tones, ridiculous warranties on their colors. Mm-hmm. But they're earthy tones, so they are going to go with pretty much anything you want to do. But talk a little bit about that Provia product and our kind of role with them, and why somebody would make that decision.
So the big thing on that's going to be the best type of metal that's out there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And dollars will show that as well. So it typically is going to be in a forever home. Typically it's going to be even on a commercial roof. That's a good product. Churches would be an unbelievable option to go in with the Provia product.
Here's the thing that we would tell you. I don't care how much you spend on an asphalt shingle roof. If you're going to live there 20 years, you're going to need another one, possibly two. With the storms we get around here, that's not uncommon. with metal shingles, the price is definitely more. It is the best product, right, metal-wise. But when you compare that to the length of time you're going to last, it's going to last through your next 2 roofs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's also energy savings with those. You're going to get kind of return on your investment a lot quicker than you would on a traditional metal or a traditional shingle, right?
And long-term wise, it's going to be a better option because you could probably save those metals might be saved through a storm. I'm not saying it's guaranteed.
Well, let me just tell you about, he talked about their durability. I'm a big old boy, folks. And when we first met with Scott and the guys from up there at Provia, he had me stand on a panel. And if I'm not going to dent that thing,
not a lot of hail damage.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about hail damage. Ain't much you can do about a tree, but it comes to hail damage, I'm feeling pretty good about things because that thing didn't so much as dent.
Yeah. Well, and their durability is solid on the metal, and then their warranties that they actually will offer a customer from Provia's corporate office as a manufacturer. Your manufacturer warranties on your metal shingles, they're solid. There's details that are in there that you can see.
And one of the things we get to offer, because we are an exclusive installer for this area for Provia, if we install their product, you have an option for what they call the executive warranty. And that executive warranty, folks, you got a problem, you make a phone call and we get it fixed. It's included, like literally Provia pays us to fix it for you.
That's right.
And that's available just if you have somebody that's certified. And we are the only folks in Southeast Tennessee right now that are not just, we have an exclusive partnership with not just Provia, but Pioneer Metal here in town. And again, that's with the Provia product. I don't want to discount. I know we've got Best Buy in town too. We get roofing stuff from both of them. We are blessed in this town to have 2 kind of premier running their own metal out, suppliers, and just to watch how both of those kind of local companies have grown has been great too. So metal shingles, kind of your best product. So when we're talking about the things for folks to think about with their roof, I just kind of want to sum up as we're getting close to the end of the half hour here. What I heard you say, Jess, is a lot of how long are you going to be in this home? Yeah. So that's really a conversation that's going to drive a lot of their purchase.
That typically does. There's many reasons why people are living in their houses. It could be a temporary home because they're building one, and they're not going to be in this one. They're just going to turn around and sell it and then go into their forever home. I always like to say a forever home. That's a house that you're going to be in for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Is it an investment property? Are you an investor that's just turning a house just to put a decent roof on it so that way your tenants can have a good place to live? Are you a parent that has a college student in school and you have a townhouse that you just want to have for an investment? Like, those are things that you have to consider.
And I want to point out too, before we get out of here, is a couple things we do that's part of our mission as a company. We talk about at Pro 93, we want to create a culture of care, not only with our contractors, but our community and our city, and that's important to us. And we kind of back that up with a couple discounts. Folks, if you're active duty or a vet, military, or you're retired, we give a 10% military discount on our projects, and that would include your roof. Okay. The other thing is, if you're a church out there and you're listening, and you guys, Jessie and I are both pastors' kids. Okay, we're both pastors' kids. We've both been in churches where the roof's gone bad and there ain't enough money in there to take care of it, and you do the building fund to try to pay for the roof. Folks, give us a call. We want to work. If you're a nonprofit, if you're a faith-based organization, we will work with you price-wise. That 10% discount, we consider that our tithe as a company and a part of just extending our kind of our mission statement.
Yeah.
And so give us a call, folks, 458-4135. Cherie will answer the phone. She is fantastic. She will get us. She controls our lives and our schedules. She will get you on the schedule for a roof inspection or whatever your project is. And you can also reach out to us online at pro93homesolutions.com. just Google us, folks. You can see our reviews there on Google. If you want to go through there, you can contact us just through the Google business listing there. So, Jesse, thank you for coming in today, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Appreciate you. And folks, we're excited about what's going on around here. Excited about hopefully being on the other side. Folks, just take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. But love one another. Check on your neighbor. We're almost on the other side of this thing. Let's get through it together. Until next week, you've been listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 or 101.3 The Buzz.